This is a video tutorial teaching you how to create a carousel advertisement of your products using Keynotes. First, we open Keynotes. As this advertisement is going to be used on social media, we will customize the slide size to 1200 by 1200, as this is currently the best size to use across all social media platforms. We want to avoid to create multiple ads to fit in with each social media requirement, but rather create one that we can use across the board. Now that we have our slide size, I'm going to open up my folder which I've already saved all the images in that I wish to use. This first image I created using Keynotes, and I have a separate video tutorial teaching you how to create this. It's called Why Use Canva When You Already Have Keynotes. As you can see, I simply drag and drop my images onto a new Keynote slide, which is automatically the correct size of 1200 by 1200. I shall go ahead and do this for all the images using the plus button, which will give me a brand new blank slide for each image. However, this is quite laborious, and if you have a lot of images, you may not want to do it this way, in which case you can go ahead and highlight all the images you wish to drag and drop them into the Keynotes, and Keynotes will automatically give them its own blank slide. That's for each image. It does take a few minutes for the images to import, but it is still much quicker. This method does automatically give you two text boxes on your blank slides. So we just go ahead and remove those as your images are just sitting on top of them. We'll go into each slide and remove the text boxes as we don't need them. Once this is complete, I'm going to give each image a border, as all of my images have a white background and I want to be able to see the edges of my images to make alignment easier for myself. Once I drag each image to the correct size of my slides, I'll go ahead and remove the border. This is a quick solution to help me speed up the process, and I'll do this on each image so that I can get the correct size for the image across all my slides. Of course, you can leave the border on there if you wanted to, it's just not the look I'm going for. I'm now going to rearrange my slides into the order that I'd like to see them appear in my advertisement. This is easily done. You simply click on the slide you want to move and drag it into position. Once I have them all exactly where I want them to be, it's time for me to create the pricing tags. You just simply go to the shape in the menu bar at the top of the presentation and choose the shape you want to use. I'm using the speech bubble icon, and I'm just going to change the colour to the one that I want for this presentation. I have colours already selected in the selection box at the bottom, which I use on a regular basis. I now need to put in some text. I'm going to make my text white. I'm going to use my favourite font, which I like to use for my business, and just put in prices. You don't want to put in too much information here, you just want enough for your potential customers to be able to see at a glance what the price is and any relevant information. Now, rather than keep choosing the text box, I just simply click on the text that I've already used and duplicate. This allows me to instantly have the font, the colour and the size that I want for my text, and it speeds up the process. I'm now choosing another shape. I'm going for a circle. The same colour and the same font, and this is to give extra information. I'm simply adjusting the size of the font to fit in, and I'm also going to change the colour and add some drop down shadow here so that the information stands out and is easier to take in, because you have to keep in mind that this is an advertisement and each slide is going to move along at approximately 2 to 3 seconds depending on your settings, so they need to take the information in reasonably quickly before they see the next slide. As a rule of thumb, I try not to use more than 3 colours. So here we have the colour of the speech bubble and the 2 colours for text. Now I'm just moving the image out of the way so that I can group the text bubble and the text together to make it easier for me to copy and paste onto the following slides. As you can see, all I have to do now is copy and paste, and I will paste onto each slide. Actually, what I should have done here was group the 2 speech bubbles together and then copy and paste them onto each slide, but I wasn't thinking straight, so you can do that. I'm having to do them separately. I just have to double click onto the text. Here I'm going to change the price of the product on each slide, as well as the relevant information regarding the product. And that's so easily done here. If I do want to change the size of the font, I can go ahead and do that. And if need be, you can always ungroup and then reposition the text if you want to. On some slides you won't need to, but on others you may. You just don't want to overload your customers with information, so really keep it simple. If we were creating this carousel advertisement in Facebook, we would be limited to 10 images, but often that's not enough to show all that you have to offer. For instance, if you were showing a product line that comes in a variety of colours, you can show the main image with all the colour options and then each colour option as a separate image. This will help the viewer to see the product or colour that they're interested in. It gives them that extra time to take in all of the information. Or as in this video carousel, you can see I have several images related to the same craft or medium, and it makes sense to have them all appear in the same video carousel. That's what is so great about Keynotes. We can create the carousel, we can add relevant information like the price, and we can include our business name or our website address. We aren't having to use any other third-party software. Everything we're doing is here in Keynotes. Now I'm ready to import my video outro, which I previously made in Keynotes. You'll be able to watch how to make this in a separate video tutorial. The video outro that I'm importing here was also made in Keynotes, and so I simply open that Keynote presentation and drag and drop it into the presentation. I'll change the size of the font to fit into this presentation, repositioning it so that it is central to my slide. For those that don't know, a video outro is the opposite of a video intro. So sort of self-explanatory really. It's the closing visuals you'll want the viewer to be left with as the video ends. In this case, our business name and an image of hand tools and equipment that we offer. I have a no-fill background in this video outro so that I can copy and paste an image relevant to this carousel. I'll paste it onto this video outro and then send the image to the back so it's in the background. Now I change the colour of the font so that it is matching with the rest of my carousel so that it all flows nicely. Now I'll just quickly go through the slides, making sure I've not missed anything or have any spelling mistakes. And I can achieve that by simply pressing play on the Keynotes presentation and it'll play it all back for me. This allows me to see if there are any mistakes, spelling errors, etc. You have to keep on checking this throughout making the presentation. Often it's only when playing the presentation that you can see a mistake you missed earlier. Here I can see I forgot to put my website address, which I like to show on each slide, so I'll quickly paste that in place now. I'm now ready to export the presentation. When exporting, you choose to export as a movie, and at this stage you can choose how many seconds you'd like between slides. You want to export your movie as 1080p. This is a high definition video mode used to achieve the best results. It's characterized by 1920 pixels horizontally and 1080 pixels vertically. The P stands for progressive scan. It takes a few minutes for the movie to export. Once completed, play the movie. If you notice anything you want to change, simply delete it and go back to your Keynote presentation, make the changes and export again. Hopefully you won't need to do this, as you should have picked up any changes that needed making when you were playing the Keynote presentation before you exported. Once you're happy with the movie you've exported, you can upload to your chosen social media platform. You've been watching a video presentation by Scanlansarts. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up and follow us and maybe subscribe to our channel. Bye.